Hi, I'm Dr. Robin Harwick, and I am the founder and director of the Pearl Remote Democratic High School. And I would like to share a little bit of information with you today about why a homeschool partnership might be the right fit for you. Of course, I am a little bit biased because I do run a homeschool partnership program, but that was after trying a lot of different things with my own kids. And as an educator, also being very frustrated that the school system wasn't changing and that no matter how much training we gave, how much we advocated for things to be different so that kids could have more autonomy, so that we would support students with different learning styles and needs. Those things just weren't happening. So finally, I decided that it was time to do something really different and start an own school. So we use the word school because we really want to push back of what schooling can be and what it should be. As a homeschool partnership, parents and kids can take as many classes as they want with us. They can take one, they can take all the classes that we offer. It really depends. But the thing that I find so valuable about the online community is we have kids from 8 countries currently enrolled at our school. So this is an opportunity for kids to really be in a multicultural international environment. We don't need to embed the curriculum with conversations about how to be multicultural, how to embrace diversity, and all of those kind of things because it happens organically within the classroom. The kids bring to the table, the virtual table, their own ideas, their own cultures, their own belief systems, their own ways of doing things in their countries, and it leads to really rich discussions. We had an amazing presentation this last term between a student in Jamaica and a student in Brazil. And so you really get to see what this looks like when kids get friendships from or with other kids from around the world. Another big benefit of having an online school is the kind of faculty that we can bring in. The majority of our faculty have PhDs. Everyone has at least a master's degree. And so as a parent, one of the things that I really appreciated about being in partnership with other families and other educators is there were areas that I have a lot of strengths and I have a lot to bring and offer to my kids, but there's areas that I don't know as much about. And so having other people that could mentor my children in those areas that they were interested in is a really valuable thing that just can't be replaced from, just looking up things on the internet. The skill set that our educators bring and offer kids gives them the ability to really dive in deep on subjects that may be super difficult for them. All of our instructors have expertise in working with neurodivergent students. Our classes are capped at 10-1. And so this means that every student really gets individualized instruction to help them overcome any challenges that they may have with certain types of content that they want to access. The other benefit is we get to know our kids. We really learn with them about things that they're interested in, and we embed that into all of the different subject areas that they may need if they are going for a traditional US diploma. So what that may look like is, maybe your kiddo is really interested in music, but they do need math credits and you're trying to figure out how to fill those. And so our math instructor then uses music as a conversational tool to make math more interesting for the kiddos. There's actually a lot of math in music. So it's pretty easy to bridge the subject areas. So those are kind of some of the things that come with the partnership. And the other thing is for some of you who may be the very first people in your family, in your community to think about alternative education, we also have family nights where parents get together with other parents around the world that are doing something in many of their cultures that is seen as pretty radical in education, and they're not following the standard way of educating that in their country or culture or family has always been done. And so it's an opportunity for the families to talk with each other about what's working, what's challenging for them. We also provide support around, is my teen is doing this thing, or I'm having a struggle with parenting in this new democratic environment. How do I navigate that? And we have those rich conversations too. So there's a lot of individualized support for the kiddos and also for the families in general. So this way of working with kids is very different because it's about supporting the whole family. It's about creating that culture of community and how we take care of each other, how we can support each other in getting our needs met and also achieving our goals. And we really work to bring hope and give space for students to think about what their future can be, but also not forcing them to always think about what the future is going to be like for them, because there's something very valuable about kids just being able to be 12 or 13 or 14. I will add here that even though we are a high school in name, we have had quite a few middle schoolers that have come to me and petitioned me to join our school. They read about it, they say, I want to be here. And if a kiddo comes to me and says, I need to be at your school, I can't say no, right? Really want to embrace that motivation that they had in that initiation where they came and talked to a school director and said, I want to be a part of this. This sounds like what I need. We've had many kids who have been traumatized in traditional school settings, many kids who receive special education services, or I should say didn't receive special education services because they did not get their needs met within those systems. And those kiddos have come to us. They've shared what has worked well for them in previous school settings and what really didn't work for them. And we've created a plan to make sure that they get the support they need. We have families that are with us that were unschooling for many, many years. And now they take just a few classes with us because their kiddos enjoy being in this environment with other teenagers and having this cohort of kids across the world. They have a Discord server, they play games together, they watch movies together and those kind of things. So there's a social element that's built into the model as well. I've also heard from a lot of parents that have homeschooled for a long time that it worked really, really well until they got to the high school age. And then their kiddos were more reluctant to have deep conversations with them. They were more trying to navigate their independence, and they wanted to be a little bit more separate from the family, which is totally developmentally what we would expect. And so the teens like having this space that's theirs. I often joke that we're lucky that we get to be in the space too as the instructors. But the teens really like having something different at this time, and that's what we provide for them. And again, it's really individualized based on what they want, what they need, what they feel like they need to know more about in order to go in the direction that they're most interested in. And students work on independent projects. We support them through that. So they really get to dive in deep with their individual interests. And because they're teenagers, we also know that they may change what they're interested in frequently. And we support that as well because we want them to explore and check out different things. That's the way that they can learn what is the thing that they are most interested in. Many of our students, in fact, almost 60% of our students identify as neurodivergent. So we have the skill set to support their learning needs and to support them in navigating their identity as they're moving towards adulthood and thinking about what their neurodivergence means for them. We are also fully inclusive and welcoming of LGBTQ students. Nearly 40% of our students identify as LGBTQ. So again, building this community of students where they feel safe to be neurodivergent. They feel safe to be LGBTQ, and many of our students are BIPOC students as well. So we are very diverse. Our staff is very diverse. And, it is about bridging the barriers that people have faced and creating opportunities instead. And so this is the kind of thing that can only happen in an online environment in order to have this truly international element. There are people who live maybe in very diverse areas in the country, and you can have those spaces as well. But for many people, it's really rare. And I wanted to have an online school because I didn't want location to be a barrier for families who wanted something like this. So if these things sound interesting to you, If it sounds like something you've been looking for, I invite you to reach out to me. You can go to our website. It's thepearlhighschool.org. I am Dr. Robin Harwick, and you can make an appointment with me right on our website. So I hope you found this interesting. And even if it's not, our school isn't the right one for you, hopefully, I planted some seeds about things that you might want to think about when you're creating your educational plan for your kiddo. So thank you for listening, and I hope I get a chance to meet you.